One of the things that everyone assumes when you're head girl is that you're this perfect person who has had straight A's, never failed a test, didn't have difficulty making friends and finding yourself, and essentially that you never struggled over the 7 years. The reality is that I did struggle. It wasn't an easy 7 years. I was in the same position that many first to fifth formers are in right now, but I got through the experience regardless, and I am a better person for it.
Danielle Mullings, the head girl of Campion College.
To infinity and beyond. We could have never agree. Ready?
Thank you so much, head girl.
Go. And me, Danielle. Here is to build a head girl.
Welcome to Campion College, one of the top high schools in the Caribbean. Located in Kingston, Jamaica, Campion houses 1,400 students as well as 80 faculty members and ancillary staff. Home of academics, athletics, dancers, footballers, basketballers, track stars. Big up my friend! This has been my home for the past 7 years. The valedictory class of 2018 was welcomed to Campion on September 5th, 2011.
On my first day of first form, some sixth formers asked me if I was a transfer sixth former who just didn't get the uniform yet. Later the same week, the cafeteria staff asked me the exact same question. Basically, when I came in first form as a student in 1-2, I felt a bit insecure because I was one of, if not the tallest students in the form. I felt like I was too big, so I was rather pleased when puberty hit the boys in third form and I finally didn't have to look down at them anymore. I was always here late till like 6 p.m. every day, so I decided to start investing time into joining clubs, as in photography and girls football. I even stopped by Octagon sometimes. But I was here so late every single day that I would sometimes just like join the line for fun because I literally had nothing to do. I had the best big sister you could possibly have, Lexine Hines. She would buy me pizza, or on Valentine's Day she treated me to lunch, and she would always message to make sure that I was okay. That inspired me to be the best big sister I could be.
Danielle started out as my big sister, and she was a really nice one. She actually cared and she remembered my birthdays. I could ask her about anything I needed, and she would always tell me, and she gave me advice about school and how to handle it. One of my most memorable moments is when she told me happy birthday, because I didn't know she would remember, and she actually did, so that made me feel good. And when they said she was head girl, I wasn't surprised because she always seemed very involved in things because she was the captain of the photography club. So I wasn't really surprised, and I was really happy for her. And she seems like a really good person, so I think she deserves it a lot.
Everyone in 1-2 knew that my dance was the Dougie. You could not Dougie better than I could. I'd always make up little raps. In fact, I got the nickname DJ from Mr. Radcliffe because of this. I also performed at 1-2's assembly. I was basically popular for a day because there's this sixth former named Charles Young who also did a lot of rapping, and they're like, whoa, as he's leaving in sixth form, I'm coming in as the little Charles Young. I also had this fascination with nature photography, so I'd use my little Coral phone to take pictures which had horrible quality, but nevertheless, I pressed on. Some of my friends would actually laugh at me because I was so madly in love with how beautiful clouds and trees were. I also had this friend who did not like taking nature photos or photography at all that much, and I remember I'd impress it on her regularly that, one day you're going to appreciate it. Interestingly, 5 years later, we ended up leading photography club together with a focus on nature photography, and she's actually this year's president of photography club who loves nature photography. It's interesting how over time things can change.
Things to get used to were all these new faces, not being top in the class, and having lower grades than normal. Little did we know that this was the beginning of a miraculous journey of change, growth, and maturity. Lessons from first form. Number 1, get comfortable in your own skin. Whether you think you're too tall or too short, appreciate your God-given physical and mental attributes. Number 2, you won't always be the best. Maybe you're no longer the top student like prep school or primary school, But that doesn't mean you should stop giving your best. There will always be someone faster than you, more analytical than you, or prettier than you. Measure your progress against your own standards. Number 3, you are capable of adapting to change. I guess high school isn't so scary after all. You were able to get through one whole year of adaptation to a new school environment. You ran to the cafeteria to get your lunch on time, you made jokes with friends, and maybe you had some times you didn't enjoy. But most importantly, you survived.
I personally think that Danielle is someone who is very easy to talk to, very relatable, especially when you're first formal and you're just coming in, when you find things kind of hard.
Okay, so my favorite thing about Danielle is that she's very inspirational. Like when I look at where she is and like how perfect her life is and just how good she does in school and stuff like that, it's like she just puts my life in perspective, and just I feel like I can do well too just looking at her. Yeah, very motivational and inspirational.
Danielle is very fun to talk to and a very funny person. Like all our conversations, when we talk about the food she talk about, she can relate. She can relate to us, and it's very fun. Danielle is very funny, and like she's easy to talk to. Like I personally find her easy to talk to, and I don't find that about other people. So that's pretty good. Sixth formers, especially. Yeah, some of them are very intimidating.
Yeah, and they're so into their work, and they're just so serious. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I have some studies to do. And but like Danielle will make time for us to rant and talk about her foolishness and stuff. So yeah. Love you.
I find it good to talk to Danielle because like she can relate to what we're saying, like all the foolishness and how school is so hard, but then it's fun on the other hand, and she really makes it easy for us. Like I remember when she does fun videos with us and just she just brings joy to us when we're miserable and just stressed out with school.
Rock on any block. I'm really 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 rock on any block.
September 3rd, 2012 welcomed us to second form. It was a bit of a trial period as new cliques were formed, new seats were taken, and new teachers came to us. If you weren't reading Shane, then you were chapters deep into the Roll of Thunder Hear My Cry literature book. It was a time of immense creativity as we made raps, I edited cool videos for Spanish projects and made jingles for SEAL class, or learned the latest song on the recorder. I also remember scoring my first ever 100 average for a term in art class. I enjoyed making 3D models and surrealism painting.
In second form, I also made the decision to start saving for a camera because I really loved photography, but I didn't have the tools. In addition to the usual trouble of climbing the stairs every morning, I had a bit of trouble with friendships because there were some girls in my class who took it upon themselves to spread certain rumors about me. I remember being so sad for a while because I couldn't understand why I would treat someone so nicely and they would turn on me and spread rumors to get popularity. Regardless though, after the situation, I was determined to not do the whole malice thing. I actually ended up getting the citizenship award for that year. I mean, I don't know what I would have specifically gotten it for, but I feel as if it was for having the courage to treat others the way I wanted to be treated, regardless of how they treated me.
The Danielle Head Girl Mullings, or Head Girl Rebels, she has been a really powerful impact on my life as a student because she just showed me affection, and that went like a really good distance because it showed me that someone there cared, and she went out and gave me advice on how to like prepare a proper summer, or just gave me words of encouragement, and that really helped me, and she just really helped me to try to be the best person that I could be, and that was a really amazing thing for someone to do. So.
Ever since I came to Campion, I've always seen heads, head boy, head girl as kind of authoritative figure, not really compassionate. But you know, Danielle, she really stands out because I think what makes her stand out is her communication with the student body. You know, she really talks, she really understands the problems, and she's willing to hear you out, kind of like in a democratic way, and not just kind of force anything onto you. She's really compassionate. She really likes to listen to what you have to say, and you can see that when she walks around the school talking to the students all the time. And yeah, it's really had an impact on the student body, definitely. I mean, even on me. I would say Danielle is one of the persons that at the school who has really impacted me in some area of my life.
Lessons from second form. Number 1, treat others the way you would like to be treated. There is value in taking care of another person's feelings. Number 2, don't be afraid to speak up if you're being bullied or a classmate is making you feel uncomfortable. This is just as much your space as it is theirs. Number 3, curate your circle. Not everyone will have your back, and that's fine, but make sure you surround yourself with good people.
Our head girl, Danielle Mullings, is the best head girl, I'd say. She's really easy to talk to. She's not like scary. Like, the student body respects her, even though she's very friendly and she's very relatable. I love her so much because she's just like a big sister to everyone, and I think that she's going to do great things in the future.
Third form, 2013. Having been here for 3 years, we kind of got the hang of things. This was the year of the Romeo and Juliet plays. Third formers could be seen procuring costumes and reciting Shakespearean lines at every break.
Therefore do nimble pinions doves draw love, and therefore hath the wind swift Cupid's wings.
Now is the sun.
Now is the sun upon the highmost hill of this day's journey.
So in third form, we used to have to dress up for career day, and I felt a bit awkward because I wasn't the dress up type of person, you know, and I knew the entire school would be looking on. Anyway, I didn't go as like a premium hostess with the, the hot clothes, but no one even really cared. I think it was more in my head worrying about what people would think, as opposed to reality where they didn't really care. One of the things that you find when you look back is that you wasted so much time not believing in yourself and your abilities. You allow other people to define you as if they've made you. How long are you going to deny your God-given talents, abilities, and purpose? And for what reason? I loved art classes so much. Mr. Barrett made the class a ton of fun. I remember even doing a painting for Mrs. Smith, the Spanish teacher, as well. I really appreciated that at the time those two teachers supported me with art. Mr. Barrett supported me and actually encouraged me to enter my photos into the National Institute of Jamaica's art exhibition, where I won Best in Photography for Campion. I was not expecting to win at all because at that time I didn't see myself as an artist or a creator like that. At the awards, it was announced that the top winner from each category would get to showcase their works at the Ligony Drug and Garden Art Festival. I was beyond excited. I would be showcased, only to hear that every other section but photography was valid to be shown at the festival, and so my work would not be on display.
Little did I know that I would soon be featured in a Sunday Gleaner article called Palette Full of Talent. It explained my love for art and that I was a young prodigy who just won a photography competition.
This was 10 times as rewarding because I got a half-page spread in one of the biggest newspapers in the island. The initial disappointment of not being able to display my photos was now replaced by joy because I was in a newspaper.
Fun fact, the winning photos were taken with the new phone I got. These were shots I had previously taken with the Coral phone but retook since my Samsung had better quality. Sometimes you have to relax and use the imperfect tools you currently have to get you where you want to go. But man, when would the camera saving saga end?
It came to me while I was praying one night that I always save to buy things for myself. So I gave away all the money that I saved in the last year. I then started resaving.
I also decided to join the girls' basketball team.
Shoot, Danielle, shoot. Yes.
Under the guidance of Coach Martel, Coach Barton, and Captain Tamara Little, I was taught valuable lessons about teamwork and time management. Basketball allowed me to step out of my comfort zone.
Oh, Quinton got schooled.
Shante, what going? Yeah. Moving on. Hi, guys. You see? Squad. We won 21-12. Good job, Amani, one of the top scorers, yes.
Wait.
Take a picture. Me and Tan.
I also remember finding the last term of third form especially taxing. My average dropped below a 90 for the first time. Since then, there has been no going back to the realm of 90.
Third form was also the first year I got an academic Magis award. My literature teacher, Miss Angus, really nurtured my love for books and writing. I tied for top third form student in English literature. Lessons from third form. Number 1. Go after ideas so bright that they scare you. Whether it's entering that competition or joining a new club, pursue your ideas relentlessly. Number 2. Filter out external opinions. Don't feel pressured to fit in. Wear the clothes you have, be who you are, and do what makes you most comfortable. Number 3. Build solid relationships with teachers who support you. A lot of your teachers can become valuable mentors and support systems.
Okay, so my name is Mr. Burnett, and I have been Danielle Mullings' physics teacher for the past 2 years, and it has been an unbelievable experience. Her year in particular has been very special to me, and they make going to physics class very, very fun. There was never a dull moment with them, and I treat them as if they're my own kids, and Danielle is one of those students who really stand out for me. I think she's not only a great academic student in terms of being on time with her assignments and diligent in her approach to her studies, but she's just an unbelievable, well-rounded student who looks out for not only her students and her Campion community, but her extended community as she goes out to the different ventures and undertakings in different schools to ensure that students learn and looking out for the less fortunate. I believe deeply that she will do well as long as she keeps her focus and keep the faith, keep trusting in God, and knowing that she has the support here at Campion, and which is her extended family as well. The sky is the limit for her. She's has great potential, and I believe that whatever she does in this life, she will excel at it. One of the things being photography here, and being a videographer as well, and wherever her heart leads, I believe she'll do really, really well.
I think she's amazing. She's such a motivational person, and she's taught me a lot for the little time that I've gotten to know her. And you can really see that she's made a difference at Campion, and I'm going to miss her.
Mullings is like one of the best head girls I've had personally.
And sometimes I wonder if I'm biased because I'm in upper school now, and I'm probably just closer to them. But I realize that she interacts with everyone from 1st to 5th form and 6th form. And I must say that it's been quite a memorable year. I realize that she's a very fun-loving person, yet she still keeps the balance between following the rules and being a fun person. She doesn't have to break the rules, she doesn't have to, the certain things.
Yet she's always doing the right thing. And she really taught me that you can still be a cool person, you can still be doing the right thing, you can still be following the rules, and still be a fun person or a people person.
She really sets quite an example for the whole school body. I would say she embodies everything that a campionite should be, and she's honestly one of the best role models that I've encountered over the years.
Yeah, this past year has been really something else. 5th form year, but I really do have to say that Danielle has impacted a lot of it. I've never really had a serious encounter with any of my past head girls, and as Cecile said, maybe that was because I was in like a lower form and I didn't really, want to get too close to them or anything, and I wasn't too close to them. But with Danielle, it's not just like an interaction, it's like she forms a friendship with you. She's always there for you, always there to be like, hey, are you okay, or just make sure that you're having a good day, check up on you, say, I saw something that I thought you might like, things like that. And yeah, as Cecile said, honestly, I agree with everything she said. she's a very fun-loving person, definitely strikes a balance between being a fun-loving person and always following the rules, having good integrity, all that stuff. And she's just a really amazing person. I mean, she's an inspiration to all of us. She's always there for everybody, always really open to forming new friendships.
Like Asha said, you know, it really helps you to see how you can strike a balance between always being fun and then, you know, following the rules, keeping your integrity. You know, there have been a lot of good memories that I've formed with Danielle. I mean, I see her going around school and, you know, just being so open to saying hi to people. Like the first time that I saw Danielle, we said hi and then she just came and gave me a hug and I was just like, and I was so happy. And I mean, she's just an inspiration to a lot of people. She's so cool, she's so smart, she's so down to earth.
She's definitely a role model for all of us, even though she's the same age as all of us. And I mean, she's definitely impacted the entire student body, I can definitely say that.